Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of SC's Rants, something that should have been recorded a while ago. I really hope I don't have to say that at the beginning of every single one of these episodes, but it happens. So life has been hitting me hard and fast, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Kind of like next steps of my life as well as this YouTube channel. I know I've kind of talked about that last bit before, but that was the first episode of SC's Rants. That was a long time ago. For continue, this world, yes, this is a world, not just a backdrop I made, was made by Nico. It's called Exoplanet Journey. Very cool VR chat world, and my avatar was technically made by me. I bought a bunch of assets and combined them together, made an avatar for myself. So looks pretty good. So my high school graduation was actually yesterday. So this entire week I've been stressed out with my graduation party and actual graduation itself, which honestly went about as I expected it to. I expected it to be like I don't really cry while I'm there, and the next day I just wake up and it feels like it's another day, which is exactly how it kind of went. Honestly, one time I did actually end up crying was because of my band director. So with band, of course, I've been in band for my entire 4-year high school experience, and throughout that entire time, I've had one band director. He easily the best band director I could have ever asked for. Extremely nice, caring, mean when he needed to be, but even when he was mean, he wasn't mad for long, and it only really lasted a small amount of time. And very accepting of everyone in the band. It's actually the reason why I'm a tuba player now and not a trombone player. Small little side thing. My sophomore year, at the beginning of March, I think it was like 3 days in the band camp. He was like, "Hey, Sean." Sean is my name, by the way. Sean. But he was like, "Hey, Sean, could you try buzzing this?" And it was a tuba mouthpiece. So I did. And he put on the tuba, and I was like, "Hey, play me some notes." And I did, and the rest was history. He asked me if I wanted to switch over to tuba. I did, and started going from there. But great band director. And the one tear I shed about graduating was writing a thank you letter to him. I got through most of the letter. It was like a 1-page physical letter. And I got to the last sentence, which was like final thank you. I stopped, stared at the page for like 2 straight minutes thinking about it, and had a single tear come out my eye. Which I haven't cried in a long time. Not because I'm like, oh, big tough man. It's a bit more personal because I didn't. Okay, I don't know if this is getting very side tangenty, but that's the nature of SC's Rants. I rant, and wherever it goes, it goes. We'll get back to the main topic eventually, but my would-be great-grandma died in 2020, and I didn't cry at the funeral. It took me a year and a half to cry, but like any time I've gotten close to pulling up, my brain is just like, you didn't even cry at your great-grandma's funeral, why are you crying about this? I finally let it go. After a while. Finally let that go. but graduation came and went, and now I'm looking for the next steps of my life. So speaking of which, I am going to college. Money for college. Oh, another little side thing. I was going to record. No, not even was going to. I recorded 2 times. A Temmie gets stuck in the backrooms kind of thing, because I found some good backrooms worlds, and I wanted to do a fun little thing, like a Temmie voice, like kind of like this with the avatar I found. But first time I recorded, I got to the end after like 2 hours of recording, 2 hours and a half actually, of recording. I look at the audio. My voice didn't record the entire time. No voice. Because I had forgot to switch the audio input. I had to double check that when I started recording this episode. So, yeah. And then the second time around, since I didn't want to go through the same backrooms world again, I found a different backrooms world that only lasted 20 minutes of not good content. So, both of those went out the way. That's kind of partially why there hasn't been any activity other than my stressful. But back to what I was talking about with going to college. If you couldn't tell from the world that being used for today and one that I used for episode 2, I like space. Or was it episode 3? Where is this episode? No. Episode 2. Because episode 3 was about autism. Episode 2. But episode 2, I like space a lot. Particularly black holes. Black holes are really cool. But, reason why I'm mentioning that is the field of study I'm going into for college. Just by mentioning field of study, you can already tell it's something science related. And since I'm in space, you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. Astronomy. Going for astronomy. More particular astrophysics, because I have loved space my entire life. Just being able to just look up into the stars, it's so pretty. In the sky, they may just be like little white dots, at least where I live, because of light pollution, you know. Lag. Sorry about that. But, like, you know, being near a city, the light pollution, hard to see the stars. So they're just like little white dots. But that doesn't make them any less beautiful. And this love of space is, like, so strong for me that I'm like, if I can have anything to do with space as a career, I would love that so much. Whether it be working at NASA, like researching space, or even just working at an observatory, like a local observatory, I don't care. I just love space so much. And I don't even know why, really. Sure, there's the beauty of it. Like, look at this. If you're not just listening and you're watching the video or having it in the background, look how pretty this is. It's so pretty. But it's another thing of makes you feel so utterly small. Right? Like this thing, sure, in VR, they made it like a reasonable size. But if this were at all up to scale, I would be dead. 10 ways from spaghettified. Gone. Because that would probably be at least like 1,000 different solar systems. Like 1,000 times the size of our system. At least. Like, massive. Absolutely massive. And it just makes you feel so small. But that doesn't make what we do on Earth any less impactful, really. Right? Because we need to protect our home. Keep our home safe. Because we only get one. Unless when we figure out how to terraform Mars, which would be really cool. That would be really cool. But I really don't think that we're going to be doing that for a long time. Not during my lifespan, anyways. But I'm, planning on going into college for astrophysics, which is definitely going to be a big leap in my life. Especially for me and my sibling. We have been living together pretty much my entire life, except for a couple road bumps where we had to split off for a bit. But we've been living together for so long, it's weird to imagine not having them under the same roof. Especially since I'm going to be living on campus. I'll be alone. Or with some random person I've never met before. And I'm an introvert. Like, that's what I was mainly worried about when it came to deciding whether or not I was going to live in the dorm. Because I live close enough to my college that I could actually just live at home. But with some complications that my mom and I had discussed, it would be easier for me to live in the dorm. Live on campus. So my main worry is getting along with my possible roommate. If I end up alone, cool. But I doubt that that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. And what that means for this, for my VR, for recording, for any of it, I don't know. That's just what the future looks. It's gonna be a bumpy road for me in my life, this channel, but it's one that I've been preparing for technically for my entire life. 13 years of school. It's weird to think that it's done. Weird to think that it's all over. 13 years for this. I don't know if I haven't really cried just because I haven't fully processed. Or if it's more so just a thing of I have processed, it's just taking a bit longer to hit. Because honestly, I am very much so a person that likes schedules. Or routine. Not schedules. Routine. I like routine. Having it. Having things that I can do, like, every day and that are expected. Right? Like, getting up in the morning, getting ready, and doing whatever I need to in the morning. I like that sense of routine. But for the last 13 years, part of that routine was go to school in August, have winter break, have a spring break, have summer break, go back to school again. Rinse and repeat. And really until, it felt like it was gonna forever. Like, that's just how that's going to be. That was going to be most of my life. Which for most of it was. Because school takes up so much time that I didn't really know any other kind of schedule. It was like, because of course school takes up so much time out of the day, let alone out of the year. Because you only have those couple of breaks without school, and then every school day goes until 2, and then you have to go to bed at some point. So much of my day was taken up by school that it was hard to think of a life without it. Right? Or at least that's that schedule. Because of course college, I still have to go to classes, but it's not a set schedule anymore. It's not 7:30 to 2 o'clock every day from Monday to Friday. It'll be this class on this day, this class on this day, maybe even only 3 classes a week. I don't know. That's just how it might be. But that schedule is gone. I'm one of those rare people that actually kind of enjoyed school. Not really for the school itself. I didn't enjoy going and getting stressed out over paperwork. I didn't enjoy the the senior project that my English teacher tried to have absolutely horribly planned, making me want to rip my hair out. I enjoyed the fact that it took up a lot of my day, and I didn't have to think about what I was going to do for that. Took up a lot of my day. It was a good schedule. And something I was going to start mentioning but kind of got sidetracked on was just the fact that, like, for a long time it just felt like it was never going to end. Then freshman year comes up and it's like, wow, I actually only have 4 years of this. Huh. Blank, and then boom, senior year starts. During marching band camp, my best friend was like, oh no, this year's gonna drag by, and I was like, this year's gonna fly by. By the end of band camp, he was like, you're right, this is gonna go way too quick. And never blinked the eye, and then yesterday I'm walking across the stage grabbing my diploma. It's all going by so quickly. And I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do beyond college. Like, of course, go get a job, but like, there's more to life than work. What am I gonna do in my free time? Is it gonna be this? Am I going to continue working for this channel, or am I going to find something else? I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm abandoning this. Not anytime soon. I love this channel. I love making things. Because I like getting my ideas out into the world. I do. Really. It's the thing of I'm glad that school's over, but the prospect of having to decide what I'm going to be doing and not having that time already filled out is just not great. Like, it's weird. I remember spring break this year. It was an entire week long, which usually would be a great thing. First day in, on Monday, not including the weekend, because weekend was normal. Like, normal, you're usually off on weekends. But that Monday, I was literally already sick of it. Just because the fact that I would still wake up early and just have a lot of time to waste, and all the days felt long and it would always blend together. Which the blending together thing apparently gets worse as you get older. Which, not good. I already have the I already have the days blend as is, so having that get worse isn't gonna be a good thing for me. But I'm very much so worried about my future. Cause if you can't tell from this ST's rant being so late from the last one, I procrastinate a lot. And I'm worried I won't be able to change that. Which I think I should be okay. But like, that's my one worry. I do tend to procrastinate. But I don't know. I kind of tie this back into my life. We're back into space. I said the wrong thing there, but like, kind of tying this back into space. My entire last 17 years of my life was just one small step for me. And hold on, wait, I can say this louder. Graduation yesterday was just one small step for President me, but one giant leap for the rest of my life. Because I'm finally done with the huge season. Okay, I'm just gonna make a show analogy here. I just finished a huge season of the show of my life. Massive. Like, the entirety of my birth to school. Birth to graduation. One huge episode. Not episode, season. Now I'm in the filler episode. That gap in between graduation and college, which is a weird prospect that it's just weird to think about. I know I'm kind of looping back on the same things here, but again, this is a rant. I go wherever my brain takes me. I did kind of mention talking about the channel here, which I do want to do, because I kind of mentioned my future already. Which, again, astrophysics, that's the plan. Working in, like, NASA is rare. I am aware. I am well aware that I'm probably not going to get a job in NASA, which is probably for the better. But if I could work at a observatory, proper English, that would be pretty cool too. Like, just anything space related. But for this channel, I made a couple posts about it, but I have plans. I have big plans. That, again, procrastination. I have a video I need to finish editing, which is my favorite character Bingo, which I drew. If you've seen the recent post, I have a Hollow Knight stream coming up on Wednesday the 28th. Because that will be my 2-year anniversary of playing Hollow Knight. And I figured it'd be a good time to get one final playthrough of Hollow Knight done before Silksong. I know that this is dating this very video, but I don't care. First episode was dated, second episode was dated, all of these are getting dated. And except for the last one, actually. The last one might not have, I don't know. But all of these are getting dated. And I don't care. This is my show. I run the rules here. But, back on the topic. So those are in the works. Which, speaking of procrastination, again, I actually have a custom thumbnail in the works for that one. If you're watching this or listening to this past the point of 28th of May of 2025, you can probably go find the VOD, and maybe even an edited version if I feel like doing that, of that stream. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to call it, but like replaying Hollow Knight, probably Steel Soul, which is, if you don't know, you have to beat the entire game in one life. So probably like replaying Hollow Knight but Steel Soul, or replaying Hollow Knight Steel Soul, or something along those lines. Which, speaking of that, I've been watching Scurry a lot, who is a primarily Hollow Knight YouTuber. And he does a lot of challenge videos, because he's very, very good at the game. And he's been doing randomizers, where every single item in the game is randomized. Different locations than usual, and all that. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to do a randomizer at some point, do some randomizing streams. Like, I have a lot of ideas for videos, art that I want to do. Hell, I've mentioned in episode 2 that I wanted to do a Stella's video essay on why I love him as much as I do. That's one I needed to do as well. I have a lot of ideas, it's just actually getting to them. But, kind of like I had said earlier, it's a matter of having... I didn't really say this earlier, but it's just having the motivation. Which, sure, yeah, making everything is motivation, which, yeah, that is true. But motivation in the moment. Sometimes there's just things that I'd rather be doing. Like sometimes I don't want to sit down and stream or record me talking to a camera or do some art and just sit there for a little while listening to music and my own thoughts. Sometimes I just want to sit back, relax, and watch a YouTube video, and I really need to push to do that. Hopefully this won't be an empty promise, but I want to do a lot this summer. I want to. And here's where the possible empty promise comes in. I want to make 1 ST's Rants per month. I feel like that shouldn't be a hard task. It shouldn't be. But I definitely haven't done that. Because it's been however long since the first one, and there's only 4 episodes out now. So I definitely want to do that. But I just need to push past procrastination. Just push past it. Yeah. So, more streams, more ST's Rants, and some videos that are in the works. If you're watching this or listening to this before the 28th, please come by. There's no set time for it. It's kind of just whenever I want. Maybe earlier in the evening or later at night. I don't know. All I know is that day is my 2-year anniversary of at least uploading my first VOD of Hollow Knight. At least. Not sure if I actually played it the same night. I don't know. But the only date I have for it is the 28th. So that's when I'm doing my live stream. Yeah, that's really about it for what I wanted to talk about. I'll save a space rant for another day. I was kind of thinking, like, if I wanted to, I could just talk about space for a bit, but, like, I can save that for a whole nother thing. Space, like, I mentioned in the first episode that, like, one of the main ideas that made this a reality was me ranting to myself before going to sleep. Ranting to myself about space is, like, one of the major rants that I have before I go to bed. Like, I can just rant to myself about space for hours and hours. So, we'll do that one eventually. But I feel like for this one, that's a wrap. I do want to do a little conclusion. I'm graduated, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life beyond going to college for astrophysics. And for the channel, planning on doing more streams, ST's Rants every month, and some videos that are in the works, finally getting done. And also, just a smaller thing, I've been doing a lot of art recently. Oh, okay, so here's one to mention. Soon, my friends and I are going to be opening up, for us, this won't be a public thing, a SMP, Survival Multiplayer, Minecraft, server, where me and one of my friends will be recording and uploading videos. It's, if you've ever seen the Origins SMP, we're doing that same mod, but with a bunch of different extra ones. We have that planned out. We're just waiting for us to have the funds to actually be able to start the server. So those will have possible streams and videos in the works for what is going to be called the Fruit Bowl lesson. So look forward for that. Sometime this summer, likely. And yeah. Thank you everyone so much for watching today's episode of ST's Rants. Hope to see you guys in the next one, and have a great rest of your or night. Who am I to judge? Whatever time you're listening or watching this, have a great rest of it. Okay? Bye!